Hello dear learners, welcome to this SWAYAM NPTEL online course on inclusive education. I am Dr. Umakant Prasad, an assistant professor from Department of Education, Vishwabharati Santiniketan. This is week 9 and today we are going to discuss lecture number 43, that is educational challenges faced by minority communities in India. During this lecture, we will discuss different types of minorities in India, a general overview of the educational status of minorities in India and the educational challenges and problems faced by minority communities in India. The journey to education for many from minority communities is often difficult, filled with unique and persistent challenges. While education is considered a key to a better life, for minorities the path to quality education is often blocked by many barriers. These are not just simple barriers, but a complex mix of problems rooted in poverty, social inequality and lack of understanding of the educational system. It is not enough to simply have a school available, but we must also look at what happens inside those schools and how well they serve all students. From financial hardship that force students to leave school early to facing discrimination and bias from teachers and peers, the educational experience for minority students can be very different and much more difficult. We must realize these key challenges, aiming to provide clarity on barriers that prevent minority communities from achieving their full potential through education. Understanding these problems is the first step towards building a more fair and inclusive educational system for everyone, including those with minority communities. In India, there are different types of minorities. India is a very diverse country with a rich variety of cultures, languages and religions. To protect this diversity and ensure the rights of all its citizens, the Indian Constitution and various laws recognize and safeguard the interests of minority communities in India. In India, minorities are primarily categorized into two main types. First one is religious minorities and second one is linguistic minorities. Let us discuss religious minorities at first. The Indian government has officially notified 6 communities as religious minorities in India under the National Commission for Minorities Act 1992. These communities are Muslims. With a population of around 172 million, Muslims constitute the largest religious minority in India. They account for about 14.2% of the country's total population according to National Census 2011, making India home to one of the largest Muslim population in the world. They are spread across the country with significant populations in states like Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Kerala. Christians. Christians constitute the second largest religious minority in India. They have a strong presence in states like Nagaland, Mizoram and Meghalaya, where they form a majority of the population. 6. Sikh, known for their distinct faith and traditions, are primarily concentrated in the state of Punjab, where they are a majority. They are also an integral part of the population in many other parts of our country. Buddhist. The Buddhist community in India has its root in ancient Indian history. They have a notable presence in states like Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Maharashtra. Jains. Jains were the most recent community to be officially granted minority status by the central government in 2014. They are a significant community with a strong presence in states like Maharashtra and Gujarat. The next one is Zoroastrians, Parsi. The Parsi community, though small in number, has made significant contributions to India's development. They are predominantly located in Mumbai. Let us discuss linguistic minorities in India. A linguistic minority is a group of people whose mother tongue is different from the majority language of the state or region where they live. The Indian Constitution does not have a formal definition for linguistic minority, but it recognizes their right to preserve their distinct language, script and culture. Key features and provisions for linguistic minorities include: first one, a state level determination. Unlike religious minorities which are recognized at the national level, a linguistic minority is determined on a state by state basis. For example, a person speaking Tamil would be part of the linguistic majority in Tamil Nadu, but a linguistic minority in Karnataka. Constitutional safeguards. The Constitution of India provides specific rights to linguistic minorities. Article 29 gives any section of citizens with a distinct language, script or culture the right to conserve it. Educational rights. Article 30 is a crucial provision that grants all religious and linguistic minorities the right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. This allows them to preserve and promote their language and culture through their own schools and educational institutions. A special officer. The Constitution also provides for a special officer for linguistic minorities under Article 350B, whose job is to investigate all matters related to the safeguards provided for linguistic minorities and report to the President of India. The educational status of minorities in India is a complex issue marked by significant disparities among different communities. Although the Constitution of India and government policies aims to provide equal opportunities for all, various socio-economic, cultural and historical factors have created an unequal educational landscape. Let us discuss a general overview of the educational status of minority communities in India. According to the National Census of India 2011, the literacy rate of minority communities like Jains, Christians, Sikhs and Buddhists is higher than the national average. However, the national status of the Muslim community, that is the largest minority group in the country, remains a significant concern. Jains hold the highest literacy rate among major religious communities in India. With a rate of 94.1% according to the National Census 2011 data, this community also shows a remarkably low gender gap in literacy rate, with female literacy rate at 90.6%, which is significantly higher than the national female literacy rate of 53.7% in 2011. Christians. The Christian community also shows high literacy rates both for males and females and a relatively small gender gap. According to the National Census 2011, the overall literacy rate for the Christian community in India was 84.53%, with a higher male literacy rate of 84.4% and a female literacy rate of 76.2%. They were important in starting many schools and educational institutions nationwide that are well known for their excellence in education. Let us discuss about the status of Sikhs and Buddhists. These communities also have literacy rate that are above the national average, reflecting a generally positive educational status. According to the National Census 2011, the literacy rate for Sikhs was 75.4% and for Buddhists was 81.3%. The national literacy rate was 73.0%. Buddhists had the higher literacy rate than Sikhs in 2011. Muslims. The educational status of the Muslim community is the most concerning. Their literacy rate is below the national average and they face a high dropout rate, particularly after the primary school level. The Sachar Committee report of 2006 highlighted these disparities, noting that the educational and socio-economic conditions of Muslims were comparable to or even worse than those of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in many contexts. Now, let us discuss the educational challenges faced by the minority communities in India. The educational challenges faced by the minority communities are a significant and complex issue in many societies including India. These problems can create a cycle of disadvantage affecting a community's social and economic progress. It is not just about access to school, but it is about the quality of education as well, the environment in the classroom and the support a student receives at home in their community as well. Socioeconomic disparities and poverty. This is one of the biggest root causes of educational problems faced by minority communities in India. Many minority communities are disproportionately affected by poverty, which directly impacts a child's ability to get a good education. Financial limitations. Poor families often cannot afford school fees, books, uniforms or transportation. Sometimes children, especially boys, are forced to drop out of school early to work and help support of their family. Poor infrastructure in schools. Schools in low income or minority majority areas are often underfunded. They may lack of basic facilities like libraries, science labs and proper toilets. The buildings can be old and poorly maintained. Lack of resources at home. Students from poor backgrounds may not have a quiet place to study, electricity or access to a computer and the internet as well. This makes it difficult for them to complete homework and keep up with their peers. Discrimination and bias. Even when minority students are in school, they can face prejudice and unfair treatment, which can make learning very difficult for them. For example, teacher bias. Sometimes teachers hold unconscious bias against certain minority groups. This can lead to lower expectations for these students, less encouragement and unfair grades. A teacher's low expectations can make students feel like that they are not smart enough to succeed, which often ends up becoming true. Harassment and bullying. Minority students may face bullying and verbal abuse from their classmates because of their religion, ethnicity or language. This can create an unfriendly and unsafe learning environment, making a student feel stressed, anxious and unwilling to go to school. Disproportionate discipline. Studies have shown that minority students are often disciplined more harshly than their majority counterparts for the same behavior. This can lead to higher suspension and expulsion rate, pulling them out of the classroom and pushing them towards a cycle of academic failure. Let us discuss cultural and language barriers. A student's cultural background and language can become a hurdle if the school system does not acknowledge and support them. For example, language of instruction. For many children from minority communities, especially linguistic minorities, The language spoken at home is different from the language used in school. This can make it very difficult for them to understand lessons, read textbooks and express themselves. If a school does not have teachers who can speak the student's mother tongue, the child is at the significant disadvantage from the start. Non-inclusive curriculum. A school curriculum that focuses only on the history, culture and achievements of the majority community can make minority students feel invisible and undervalued. When a child does not see their own culture or history reflected in what they are learning, this can lead to them feeling left out and a lack of interest in their education. Madrasa and traditional education. In some religious minority communities like Muslims, there may be a preference for traditional religious education under madrasa system. While these institutions are important for preserving their religious knowledge, they sometimes do not offer a modern mainstream curriculum that includes subjects like science, mathematics, engineering and computer skills, which are essential for success in today's world. Lack of access to quality education. While many government and private schools are available, not all provide the same quality of education. For example, in case of geographical isolation, some minority communities live in remote or rural areas where there are no schools nearby. Children have to travel long distance, which can be unsafe and difficult, especially for girls. Lack of quality teachers. Schools in areas with a high concentration of minorities often have a shortage of experienced and qualified teachers. Teachers may also be less motivated due to poor working conditions and low pay. Low enrollment and high dropout rates. Due to the combination of these problems, many minority communities, especially Muslims, show a lower rate of enrollment in higher education and a higher dropout rate at different levels of schooling. Lack of representation and role models. When students do not see people from their own community in positions of power and authority, it can affect their aspirations and sense of possibility. This issue is twofold. First one is lack of minority teachers. Many schools have a teaching staff that does not reflect the diversity of their student body. A minority student may never have a teacher who shares their background, religion or language. This lack of representation can make it difficult for students to connect with their teachers and feel truly understood. The second one is absence of role models in curriculum. The curriculum often fails to highlight the achievements and contributions of people from minority communities in the fields like science, history and literature. This can lead to a perception that success is only for the majority groups. Seeing successful people from your own community can inspire you and make you believe that you too can achieve great things. Health and nutrition issues. A child's ability to learn is directly linked to their physical well-being. Minority communities often face challenges in this area that can impact their education negatively. For example, malnutrition. Children from low income minority families are more likely to suffer from malnutrition. A hungry or unhealthy child finds it difficult to concentrate in class, leading to poor academic performance. Limited access to health care. Minority communities often have limited access to quality health care. This means common illness go untreated, which can lead to missed school days and a further decline in academic performance. Digital divide. In today's world, a good education increasingly relies on technology. The digital divide refers to the gap between those who have access to modern information and communication technology and those who do not. Lack of devices and internet. During the COVID-19 pandemic, this became a huge problem. While many students from wealthier backgrounds had laptops and high speed internet for online classes, many minority students did not. This left them behind, unable to participate in lessons and submit homeworks. Limited digital literacy. Even if a student has a device, they may not have the skill to use it effectively for learning. Their parents may also lack of the digital literacy to help them with their homework. Lack of parental and community engagement. Parental and community involvement is crucial for a child's educational success, as well as for several factors can make this challenging for minority families. Language barriers. Parents who do not speak the school's primary language may find it difficult to communicate with teachers and participate in school activities. This can lead to a feeling of being left out and unable to help their child with their schoolwork. Distrust of the system. Due to past experiences with discrimination, some minority communities may have a deep-seated distrust of the educational system. This can make them hesitate to engage with school staff or participate in school-related events. Work schedules. Many minority parents work multiple jobs or have non-traditional work hours, which makes it hard to attend parent-teacher conferences or school functions. In conclusion, we can say educational problems that minority communities face are a serious and complex issue that affects a community's growth and well-being. These challenges are not just about what happens in the classroom, but these are deeply connected to poverty, social inequality and lack of proper support. Most importantly, unequal start in education often lead to unequal lives. When a child from a minority community falls behind due to lack of money, unsafe school or a system that ignores their culture and language, they are being denied their right to a good education. This has a lasting impact on their ability to get a good job, be financially stable and succeed in life. This issue also hurts society as a whole. A diverse society is at its best when everyone has the chance to contribute their unique skills and ideas. When the potential of minority students is wasted because of educational barriers, society missed out on their creativity and leadership. To truly fix these problems, we need more to creating welcoming schools where every student feels safe and respected, as well as providing equal resources to all schools no matter where they are located. Addressing the educational challenges of minorities is not only the right thing to do, but it is also essential to building a strong, fair and sustainable future for all. Investing in education for every child, regardless of their background, is the most powerful investment in a society that can make. There are some references here. Thank you.